What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and today we're coming at you with a pretty unique matchup. Never had Trickstars featured on the channel before, but luckily my friend Adam is a renaissance man when it comes to having all these different decks. You know, he's usually the one that helps bring a little variety to the channel, so I do thank him for that. If he doesn't play Trickstar like he's been playing the decks for months, it's because he hasn't. But overall, I think he's not terrible. But yeah, cut him some slack. He usually comes through with the clutch variety, which is super nice because it's nice to see a little bit, you know, different decks facing off against each other here and there. I know my favorite deck is Mermail, and I do upload that a little more than other decks, but I do thank him for, you know, bringing the variety to the table. So we've got Trickstar versus my brother here on the right playing Pure Dino. So Candina did get Effect Valored. Not too big of a deal, but the Effect Valor certainly coming in clutch there nonetheless. And then Oviraptor coming down, searching, and then we'll see that token get placed on his opponent's side of the field earlier due to Lost World. Lost World proving to be a very, very helpful card in this matchup. And now I believe he is using the effect to attack and destroy the token, which is that green sleeve there down on the field. Or using Oviraptor's other effect to destroy, and then using Lost World to destroy from deck to revive that Miscellaneousaurus out of grave that he pitched earlier in the turn. So many effects going on. Dino just such a good deck right now, I think. Even without 60 cards, I think still 40 card Dino, 45 card Dino with the right stuff in it is still a very potent deck. First turn, you know, putting a Kaiju on your board with a card like Dolka and Ultimate Conductor is super strong. And here we see him pulling that board off. Unfortunately, not quite though. Ash Blossom having something to say about that. Will be stopping that double evolution pill from going off. It does have to banish the Petty Ranodon and the Effect Veiler from grave in order for that to happen. So no Ultimate Conductor going to be able to come down now. The hand shuffles are real with both players. I know some people find that annoying when they watch the video over, and it just looks like they're shuffling their hand faster, even though they don't realize that maybe the video is sped up by 200%. Which some people might not understand. But you know, everybody has a little nervous tick when they play. Whether it be shuffling their hand, spinning a card around, or what have it. Everybody does that kind of shit. It is what it is. But if some people get really upset over that sometimes, it's like, okay, dude, just relax. You know, you don't have to watch the video if that pisses you off that much. But we're gonna see a pretty interesting card get activated here. Checking out to see what card it is. While he does have Fossil Dig and Baby Sarasaurus in hand. Clashing Souls being activated. Now this is a rather weird card, and I'll show you why. So it is a quick play spell. During damage calculation, if your attack position monster battles opponent's attack position monster with a higher attack, the controller of the battling monster with the lower attack can pay 500 life points for that monster to gain 500 attack during damage calculation only. Then keep repeating this effect until a player chooses not to pay life points. Neither player takes any battle damage from the battle. Also, after damage calculation, if any player's monster would be destroyed by that battle, send all cards that player controls to the graveyard. So I believe he's attacking with Oviraptor over Candina, who is, of course, being affected by Lost World. I know there's a glare over it, but it's down into the center to the right bottom of the screen. It is Lost World losing. Candina has to lose about 500 attack. Which is kind of really bad for the Trickstar player. He does burn himself all the way down to 2,000 or something, and the Dino player will pay down to like 2,200, because I think the Dino player was at 8k and the Trickstar player was at 72, so they both paid down until the Dino player was at 22, or however the math works out. But the Trickstar player will eventually refuse to pay at a certain point. Maybe a questionable play, but regardless, I don't know how winnable the game was in the first place. Just kind of wanted to test it out, see what happens. Clashing Soul is a pretty unique card to see in the deck, and 9 times out of 10 I was told by him that it wouldn't be a terrible card in this build. It's just that Lost World is just such a good card against Trickstars because you really want to rely on, you know, having that same attack or having more attack, and, you know, being able to have that burn damage come through later by burning your opponent down with Clashing Souls. It's not a terrible idea. It's kind of a mind game card as well, but Volzar Lagia putting a swift end to game 1 as we head into game 2. Light Stage being activated, and then it'll add Candina, but we'll see a Drone Lock Bird activated immediately afterwards. The hand traps coming in super clutch for this man. And then we're going to see Lost World get activated, and then Oviraptor played down in the center column, and then Infinite Impermanence being played. We'll get the token on his field as well from Lost World. My brother's so pretty new to some of the newer cards that just come out because he just recently got back into playing. Probably wasn't thinking an Impermanence would be set. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. He should have summoned it. You know, not out of line not in line with those back row, but it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, you can't predict that kind of shit. Just like when you send a marksman to the grave, hit of Waking the Dragon, and then there's a Boarload or a Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon just chilling on the field because Waking the Dragon is a balanced card. But regardless, we're going to see the battle phase, I think, using the battle phase effect to, you know, use Lost World to destroy from deck instead. Not going to be using the pop effect of Oviraptor, of course, because his effects are now negated due to Infinite Impermanence. But he will still be able to destroy Baby Sarosaurus from deck to summon out Giant Rex. And now going to Ixies into Evolzar Lagia, who is down 500 attack because of Lost World. That's just the one thing. I wish Lagia and Dolka were dinosaurs. It would just be so much better for the deck. But I guess nothing's perfect, right? You gotta take with, you know, what you got. You gotta work with what you got. Candina coming down, another Effect Veiler. That's gonna go ahead and go through. Nothing to stop that. Pot of Desires now being activated. Could we see another Droll and Lock Bird? Well, I guess we would have seen Droll afterwards, but we're gonna see Lagia attempt to negate the Desires and then Impermanence. Another Impermanence, could you believe it? 2-set Impermanence, another one being activated here to negate Lagia. No other hand traps this turn for the Dinosaur player. But Candina, 1 token on the field versus a Lagia that I believe could be at 1800. I think Lagia has 2300 attack. Let's see. No, Lagia has 2400 attack, so that put him down to 1900 to Candina's 18. So Candina's still not able to do anything here. We'll see another Light Stage be played over top of an already controlled Light Stage. But as you can see, Lost World still playing a huge advantage, playing a huge role in this deck against the Trickstars, because Candina was at 18 normally, but now is down to what would be 13, adding Lycoris to the hand. Could be doing some, you know, return to summon combos going off. I had that in a DDD versus Trickstar duel video, which I still haven't edited yet. He does get a little fancy with those recurring and summoning and bouncing back in the battle phase to do a bunch of damage. Pretty interesting mechanic the deck has. But one thing I want to ask you guys, do you still want me to upload this video? Because we were in a rush. We were trying to get out of here, and we were trying to record one last video. We wanted to do DDD versus Trickstar. We had a really long game 1, and then a game 2, and then for whatever reason, I couldn't tell you, we just forgot to play game 3. Like, we had already, because game 1 was so long, it felt like game 1 and 2 had already happened. Reincarnation going to get activated. Banishing 3 to draw into 3 more, of course, and then he'll take some burn damage from Light Stage. And I believe Lycoris as well. Burn, by the way, haha. Cool deck, by the way, haha. Anyways, if you guys still want me to upload that, even though there was a game 1 and a game 2 and no game 3, so it means someone won game 1, someone won game 2, but there was no game 3 decider, simply because it just both slipped our minds. If you guys want me to still edit and record that, I'll be happy to do it. Just let me know. Say the word in the comments. Even if one person says, yeah, upload it, I'll do it. I don't care. because I think it's still a pretty decent half match, semi match. It's still pretty good. Some cool things do end up going on. But the Oviraptor still going to be able to go off here. Destroy one from deck instead, using the Oviraptor effect to, we'll see, to search, and then use its other effect to pop the token, destroy one from deck, and summon the Giant Rex. And then we'll see a Giant Rex get banished off the summon of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to go into another Giant Rex. And I think this is like my brother's first ever like Link summon on camera, so it's actually kind of cool. Or maybe his first Link summon ever. He's not a big fan of Master Rule 4. If you ask him what he thinks about Links, he'll probably tell you he hates it a lot. Because right now he could go into 2 more rank 4s, like 2 Dolkas right now if Links weren't a thing. But unfortunately that's just how it is. So he goes into Decode Talker, but he only uses 2 monsters, so I tell him he's got to use 3, so he can get the Decode Talker on board. And then, of course, Decode being boosted up by 500 because of his own effects, because one is pointing to that Oviraptor. He'll be able to clear the board no problem with all that damage. Of course, Conductor playing a huge role there. Main phase 2, you can see an Effect Valor still in hand, so a possible top-decked Candina might not save him. And he's got to worry about a possible rank 4 here, as well as the, Book of Eclipse effect that Ultimate Conductor Tyranno has. And it looks like he might have an Overtech Coatlas in hand as well, so if he wants to destroy that with Conductor to use its effect. As you can see, the Trickstar player here only having about 100 life points left to the Dino 6K. Good thing we can see that life point on screen. It kind of helps out a bit. Some people ask me to edit in the life points, but it just takes too much extra time. It's really tedious to edit in unless there's some sort of like software I can use with Adobe to like track life points really easily. I'd just rather not. But we'll see Candina hit the board. He could use Logia here, but instead he's going to go for the Valor. He's going to tag out for Lycanus instead though. Candina will still get the effect off since it's able to dodge that effect Valor. And then he's adding, I don't know which one that is. Let's see here. Trickstar, I believe it's Lilybell. Adding a copy of Lilybell to the hand, which I think this one can attack directly. And then when it inflicts damage to your opponent, you can target a Trickstar monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. I actually lost the game to Lilybell because he was able to attack me directly. Really, really sucked. Switching out for the Ulti Logia. Can't blame him though. And we're waiting to see what happens here. I don't think he was able to use Logia on the summon because Logia only stops inherent summons, I believe. At least that's how I understand how Logia works. So you can negate like Ixie summons, Infernoid summons, things like that, but you can't negate like something that gets summoned by a card effect. So like a Shaddoll Fusion to summon out a Construct or something. Rest in peace, Construct. But there's not going to be much he can do there anyways. He still has the Conductor in hand that he could just stop the attacks from happening before he went into battle phase. And then he's going to end up scooping there anyways, because even if it was able to attack directly and didn't use Conductor there during the main phase, reviving one from, or adding one back from grave doesn't make too much of a difference, since he still has Logia, still has Decode, still has Conductor, and drawing a Ghost Ogre in hand with the Coatlas in hand is perfect destruction target for Ultimate Conductor. So, like I said, if you guys want me to upload that other duel video, I'll gladly do it. Just keep in mind there's no Game 3, but there is a Game 1 and a Game 2. Very, very cool matchup between DDD and Trickstar. Of course, you know, DDD is a very good deck to face up against a burn deck like Trickstar because they have cards like D-Arc, cards like Leonidas. So cool interaction there. And yeah, join the Discord if you haven't. Check out our Twitch page. You can now sub on Twitch if you'd like. It'd be greatly appreciated. We do have emotes available. Join the Discord, etc., etc. Winner Kill signing out, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always.